What's up, guys? It's your boy Turnbuster65 back up in this, and today we are back on Unmechanical Extended. Remember, post recorded audio commentary. Almost messed that up even on the first try. I don't remember where the last time I remember. We last left off from the heart, where we had 2 balls of light. I remember because I just recorded this yesterday or the day before, one of those 2 days. I forgot. Yeah, if you're new, we do this record first, and then I go back and do the audio commentary for it, post commentary. This time, I decided to edit it before, or just trim and cut before I did the audio part of this, just to make it more convenient. And if I don't much talk about the game, I'll let myself edit in words just to pick up on stuff. This fireball's pretty interesting there. Speaking of fireballs, it's one thing in Mario that's stayed the same over time is the fireballs, starting from Super Mario Bros, the OG game where the fireballs are coming out. Of course the sound has changed below, which sounds similar to Yoshi if you think about it. When you shoot out a fireball, it sounds similar to Yoshi's tongue. I wonder why. Well, save on cost back then, but now there's a difference. The fireball sounds, no, it doesn't have a similar sound. In the Mario Brothers games that came afterwards, the new Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, the Wii U, the 3DS, the Switch, all those kind of style Mario games. I think the fireballs, yeah, they adapted the fireball sound, but it's I guess related. It's not the right word. Either way, they adapted the sounds, but no, those fireballs gave me a reminder. Here, I was a little confused on what to kind of start on first. These rocks, I didn't understand. Not the fire rocks, but the bigger rocks. I was wondering why the bomb's purpose was to blow up those rocks. I found out later on, much later on, as in towards the end of this episode, literally. So right now, we're not going to worry about those big rocks. We'll talk about them. Here, I use these fireballs. Ooh. Love how that just spawned out of nowhere. Like those fireballs there, they just spawn out of nowhere. Did you see these big rocks? I decided to keep underwater. I mean, it was a good collection place, but it was also bad. Now, since we lower the water enough, we go here. And what is this? I don't remember casting films had this sort of filter or screening beforehand. Oh. Mother? What are you doing here? This is not right. Oh, we just took out her brain. Those light balls remind me of the lungs from Rayman. And a few other games. I want to think about it. The Rayman's the one that's closest to mine, but it reminds me... Oh, that's it. Little Big Planet. That's what it reminds me of. No. Those balls from Little Big Planet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go and play on those levels and you try to collect those, that's what it is. It's exactly looks like that. And if you already collected before, or if you're just getting points, that's what it looks like. There's a similar thing in Dreams, which is a Little Big Planet successor. Well, it could have been. I feel there are great aspects about it, but the one thing that Unmechanical messed up on is not releasing it to other consoles, just solely making a Sony release, meaning for the PS4 and PS5. I'm hoping for Dreams 2 that they, at the very least, adapt it to PC. The best you have on PC was you were able to upload audio files from their website into your profile if you're trying to go and create it. Because Dreams, if you're not familiar, is similar to the Unity engine, Twitch.io, or not Twitch.io, but the .io games. But it was a game in itself. It's similar to kind of a game-making game, basically. Mario Maker, Mega Man Maker, just to name a couple examples off the top of my head. But it acted as a game engine. It's pretty dope. Fortunately, they just now say we're gonna stop updating it from earlier this month on September the 1st. But I mean, announced beforehand. That was the last day where they're gonna regularly update it. You can still play the game, and people are still creating games where they're being updated itself, but they're planning on making a Dreams 2. And I'm hoping that all the dreams from Dreams 1 can be incorporated into there. If not, then that's perfectly fine. Or, as I said, at the very least, they expand onto other platforms. With this PC, where that includes Xbox, just everywhere. Maybe even Switch. I don't know though. Switch? I feel like the Switch, no. Definitely not the Switch. The Switch's capabilities don't seem on par with everyone else's. But if they can do the Switch, then perhaps they can also do mobile. Yeah, that's big potential. To be honest, I was a big fan. Dreams, the majority of the Dreams game just emulated PlayStation 2 games with how the graphics were designed. I don't mind it. Some other people, well, I think younger people, because I'm 23. I'm 23 and a half now, technically, but I grew up on PlayStation and PlayStation 2 games. So for me, I'm not too bothered by it, but the younger crowd, or the younger generation, they've grown up on stuff such as the 3DS, the Wii U, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, that sort of thing. So for them, they would rather play a game that's of a higher quality graphics, or for those that probably played some sort of RPG before, or 8-bit games, 16-bit games, 64-bit games, probably don't mind lower res graphics just as long as the gameplay is good. I've become really adept to enjoying a game. What I mean is, it doesn't matter what the game looks like, it doesn't matter its purpose. If I can find some sort of enjoyment in the game, I'm alright with it. And so far, I have a PlayStation Premium account, which I know they just rose the price of. Well, actually, that price increase happened a couple of weeks now. Lord, how time flies. Ooh. Well, I mean, I've been a PlayStation Plus subscriber for a decade. Either a decade or over a decade. At least a decade. Because I started in 2013 when I had the PlayStation 3. And I believe PlayStation Plus was a thing back then, but it wasn't mandatory to play online. But when they did the PlayStation 4, I think initially it wasn't mandated for you to have a PlayStation Plus account to play online. But when Sony made the move to do that, they then increased the price of the regular PlayStation Plus subscription by 10 from $4.99, going by the 12-month period. I'm not sure what it was for the month and the 3-month or 6-month period at that time, but I know for 12 months it was $4.99 and increased by 10 to $59.99. And then when they started having these tiers of extra and premium, that price again jumped up from $5.99 to I believe $7.99, or I think it was still at $5.99, but then they had the PlayStation Extra and Premium at $9.99 and either $119.99 or $139.99. Apologize, I don't know exactly offhand, but now that's increased. So I think it was about $120. I think now it might be $139.99 per month, or per 12-month subscription period. Oh yeah, my game crashed right there. I was recording it, caught me off guard. I thought I lost the recording, but thankfully I was able to go right back into the game. I saw that the capture was saved, so I didn't have to go back and re-record the gameplay, thankfully. Whew, that would have been a little frustrating. However, it would have taken me faster than what I was doing now. You'll notice a good amount of cuts just from me exploring being a little dumb. But yeah, there's my loyalty, how long I've been loyal to Sony. Technically, my first console, as I mentioned, I played PlayStation 2 games. My first ever PlayStation game, to the best of my memory, was Crash Bash, a party game surrounding Crash Bandicoot characters. And Crash, Dingo Dial, Cortex, Enchilada, I forgot the doctor's name. And then it was 4 good guys against 4 bad guys. But technically, I mean, that was the premise of it all. They got warped to somewhere. It was some sort of, not a game show thing, but they wanted to basically go up against each other. It was 4 bad guys versus 4 good guys. But it was only Crash and Coco there. Since it was outweighed 2-6, 2 of them ended up on the good side, which I believe was Cortex and Tiny? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that was, no, it was Tiny and Dingo Dial that ended up on the good side. I love playing as Dingo Dial. Oh man, it was so good. And then I had the freaking Roo. I think the monkey. But yeah, Crash Bash. That was my first PlayStation game. My first PlayStation 2 game. Can't say I remember. I mean, the earliest ones, I was playing NBA Live 05, 06, 07. Played Black. I played Scarface, which a 5-year-old, 6-year-old child definitely shouldn't be playing. But hey, my dad didn't mind me playing mature games, and I didn't repeat the language in them. I didn't show any violent behaviors. I was also watching mature shows from a young age, with Family Guy. South Park was a little too much for Family Guy. My parents were fine with me doing because I didn't see the emulate the language. I was a good kid. I got exposed to things younger. First time that I discovered porn, I was 6, just from seeing a particular site open one day. I think I was at the house alone. Or at least I was in my parents' bedroom alone, because they used to have the computer, and I go there sometimes and play computer games, such as card games, board games through there. There was a little through a software system that had a bunch of card games and board games in there. Something simple, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I noticed the site that was open, my dad was perusing, and then I went on there and saw these little pink videos. At least the website they had a pink layout to it, and then there's these videos to look at. And I was looking mainly up on there. I'm not sure what the full videos or not, but I vividly remember looking at a video where there's an actress that goes up into a guy's pants, or goes up to a guy, goes down to his jeans, unzips him, pulls out his penis. And that stuck with me. I think that's mainly the reason why I'm a fan of blowjobs, because I just love seeing the actor was from that, because I think that scene, she ended up blowing him, but I didn't really watch the blowjob. I just kind of went back into watching her pull out the penis. I didn't see anything else, or if I did, maybe a couple others, but I just specifically remember that. So there you go. Ooh, and meanwhile, I've been solving all these puzzles, so yeah, back to these rocks. I just exploded them. You know, there's 2 in that one area I just left. There's one there, and I discovered there's one on the floor that I've either blown up at this point or have not blown up yet. Oh no, that one right there. Yeah, I haven't blown it up yet. So once I've blown up that rock, that will be the last rock you will need to blow up. And then here comes the fun part. Well, you're gonna see it very soon. I mean, realizing what the frick to do with all these rocks. So I've already gained the power to submerge myself in the water. I already gained the power to blow up these rocks. And I just went through the hardest thing, which was figuring out that malevolent thing with the bomb and those weird fleshy buttons. I'm 100% certain whether we're inside a planet, the Earth's core, we're inside something fleshy because there are elements of rock, terrain, and then there's elements of flesh, some sort of organism. It's very weird to describe it. Yeah, here we go. We're coming up on the best part of the video. After, I would say, a couple of minutes or so, no, not a couple of minutes, but at least 30 seconds later, take this rock here and I start figuring out what the heck do I do with these rocks? 'Cause I had no clue. Search around, look around, try to go up here with it, saw a wall. Nope, that's not where I can go. And as I'm floating with the robot, I go up higher. I see this fire thing. I tried tossing a fireball up there earlier. Guess what? That's what you're supposed to do. So I started to go and collect all these freaking rocks because, yeah, I felt a little bit dumb. I was over there making some rock soup. Turns out I needed to preheat the rocks before I tossed them into the bowl. Good. That's why I'm not a cook. Also, don't mind this little song right here. It's been, what, freaking 4 years since I made this song? Crazy. How my perspective on life has changed. Also, pay attention to this because I didn't know this was going to be an achievement. So, first things up, that fireball right there. Achievement. Let it hit your head and bounce it up like a volleyball player. And there's number 2. Just chuck it right on in. Like a basketball player. 2 sports that I've never really done anything outside of school. Go figure. Last rock, and we're good to go. So we can go back up here, guide this little ball through this obstacle course that's very reminiscent of Flappy Bird. Remember that game? Never heard it before, don't worry about it, that's during my time, back in middle school days. Let's see, which game is more popular amongst our generation? Flappy Bird or Angry Birds? One can argue Angry Birds, sure, it's been a staple since the late 2000s, if I'm correct, if not in 2010, at the least. But Flappy Bird came in, I want to say 2012, 2013. This was something that, yeah, it was during middle school. It was at least during 7th grade. Definitely 7th grade, because before I went to the 8th grade, before I had an iPod, and certainly before, well, it was after when I got in trouble one time, almost got in trouble, playing mobile games during class. But I'll save that story for another day. Right now, try to get this ball. You see how frustrating I was getting that ball through there? I don't understand why I just didn't, why the thing didn't suck the ball when it was that close to it, but game just want to make the process a little more frustrating or difficult. This is the end of the episode, so thank you guys for watching. Like this video, subscribe, and become a trader today. Until next time, peace.